Hello guys, welcome back to our Anime Explainer. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. On the flat land of the ancient city within Canland Star, the Three-Axe Mountain army flew down and prepared to gather. And the distant Roland Shan kept heading towards the army center. This is the Three-Axe Mountain army. Roland Shan, what is someone like you from the 100 Tiger building doing here? What do you want? A powerful fierce spirit energy immediately transmitted through the entire 70,000 army, causing the vast army of explorers to turn over and look. Within an instant they all spotted the human silhouette in the distance rushing over. Roland Shan, that's Roland Shan? 100 Tiger buildings people, what's someone from 100 Tiger building flying over here for? The explorer army immediately began to discuss. With 70,000 people watching him, Roland Shan, who was flying over, suddenly stopped, his expression ugly, scolding secretly that Luo Feng sure has guts, only a star-level cannon fodder, and he actually dared to transmit via genetic energy all over. That's too arrogant. Within an army, one small soldier broadcasting loud enough for everyone to hear? One theory, normally, soldiers didn't dare shout that loud. However, Roland Shan didn't even know Luo Feng wasn't a soldier of the Three-Axe Mountain organization. Roland Shan, stop. Stop. What are you doing here? Immediately 5 other similar managers flew over. These 5 belonged to the Three-Axe Mountain organization and were universe levels. The 5 all had ugly expressions. These explorers, many of them bring along with them treasures from the world within a world. The sector lords and domain lords haven't come to retrieve them. Roland Shan, you, someone from 100 Tiger building actually dares to come barging into our army. Are you thinking of stealing the treasures? He a universe level, surely he wasn't that daring. The 5 universe levels raged within. 5 sirs. Roland Shan revealed a smile. Roland Shan, you want to barge into our army? The 5 looked at him. No, not at all. Roland Shan communicated, I am but 1 universe level. The number of people on Canland Star stronger than me ranges in the thousands to tens of thousands. With the domain and sector lords here, I don't even dare to have such thoughts. I just spotted a personal enemy. I didn't expect to see him today, hence I thought of settling it now. Oh. The 5 universe levels nodded. Who is your enemy? Among the 5, a tall and sturdy man with hair like steel spoke. He's called Luo Feng. He is but a small soldier in the army. Roland Shan spoke. Small soldier? The 5 exchanged glances. 5 sirs, giving me that one small soldier. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Roland Shan didn't dare mess around. After all, there were many other universe levels and domain lords around maintaining the discipline. If he dared barge in, even if the other organizations didn't do anything, his own 100 Tiger building would personally deal with him. The treasures obtained by the explorer army hasn't been retrieved by the sector and domain lords. At this time, not one soldier can be passed to you. The 5 universe levels were all calm and clear with their regulations. Roland Shan's expression grew even uglier. Roland Shan, right now the other universe levels and domain lords are looking over. I think you should leave now. The 5 said, looking at him. Roland Shan bit down and turned to leave without saying anything. Among the army, Luo Feng watched as the distant Roland Shan, after being held up by the 5 universe levels, turned and left bitterly. Roland Shan. We have to find a chance to settle him once and for all. Luo Feng thought within, this Roland Shan, we definitely have to kill him. Hong's expression was heavy. He transmitted, otherwise with his Roland Shan family eyeing the treasures on Earth, our Earth will never find peace. Shall we get Lord Mingu to act? Thunder God looked at Luo Feng and Hong. Luo Feng's eyes lit up. Right? They would be meeting Mingu in a second, and he was a Universe 2-star mercenary, a powerful one even amongst the Domain Lords. Domain Lord Mingu, if he was willing, it would be simple. After all, as the levels went up, breaking through got harder and harder. At the same time, the difference in power would only get crazier. When we give our treasure to Mingu later, we can ask for his help. There's a high chance of success. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng, what treasure are you prepared to give Mingu? Thunder God transmitted, right, Luo Feng, what do you think about this problem? Hong looked at Luo Feng. As most of the contributions were done by Luo Feng during this treasure exchange, the two decided to let Luo Feng decide. A level 5 good genetic energy weapon. Luo Feng said, just one? Hong and Thunder God looked at him. Right, just one is enough. This one, in terms of price, even with Lord Mingyu's entire fortune, he would still have a hard time purchasing this. Luo Feng, with Barbata's guidance, was very clear on which weapon and their prices, even though the Thunderstone exchange price for this weapon wasn't that much higher than the Fire Wheel, the worst weapon they had. However, in terms of price it was tens of times higher. Mingu, a domain lord, even if he was strong amongst the domain lords, would probably not be able to afford it even with his entire fortune. Time passed, the 3 Axe Mountains explorer survivors were stationed at the ancient city's flat land. A few strong people began to fly over, taking their men with them. As time passed even more, the number of the army gradually decreased, 70,000, 60,000, 50,000, 40,000 inch Luo Feng. Ha ha, I finally found you 4. This is truly a joyous occasion, ha ha. That carefree laughter resounded, tall and sturdy Mingu floated in mid-air. Luo Feng's 4-man team along with 200 others flew towards Mingu, Lord. The 200 explorers slightly bowed. Luo Feng's team of 4 stood together and bowed respectfully as well. Lord Mingu. Very well, let's go over to my villa and have a rest. Mingu brought Luo Feng's group along with another 200 adventurers along and swiftly left. About 20 kilometers away from the flat land, outside the ancient city. An old department store penthouse, Roland Shan was looking at the flat land through a window. The moment he saw Luo Feng leave with Mingu, his expression changed greatly, not good. I didn't expect Luo Feng to actually be under someone like Lord Mingu, and from the looks of it, Mingu treats him well too. Killing him is going to be hard. Roland Shan violently smashed the bamboo beside him, it crumbled into pieces. An elegant construct, a beautiful villa on a grassland, the 200 explorers had long been sent off. Luo Feng and his team of 4 sat with Mingu around a table. Being brought over by Mingu, Luo Feng was somewhat disappointed. After waiting there for so long, they never got to see any sector lords. The sector lords all sent people over to bring the explorer army over. None of them personally came. Speaking of which, this trip was indeed a pity. I sent a soldier called Bindi who actually broke through to the universe level to get me a treasure. However, even though he got the lowest priced treasure, it was still an expensive treasure. Mingu shook his head and sighed. Who'd expect along the way he'd run into the army of the 9th prince and have his treasure taken from him? Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God exchanged glances. This Lord Mingu was indeed unlucky. So how were your earnings from this world within a world? Mingu looked at them. We exchanged for 1 treasure. Luo Feng smiled as he looked at Mingu. Mingu's eyes sharpened, immediately lighting up as he looked at them. What treasure? Mingu was anxious and anticipating. Luo Feng's thoughts moved and immediately a 3m-long broadsword floated in mid-air. On its surface were extremely complicated engravings. The peculiar engravings gave off an aura that made people's hearts palpitate. The space around it seemed to tremor. An incredibly huge and powerful aura. It made Luo Feng and his team's face go pale. Lord Mingu, this is the level 5 genetic energy weapon air cutter knife. Luo Feng said, good, good, good. Mingu's eyes burned with intensity, staring hard at the air cutter knife. Treasure. Compared to the treasure that his underling Bindi acquired, it was even more valuable. This air cutter knife was an incredibly expensive weapon. After all, amongst the level 3 weapons, the highest grade cost a few hundred billion, the lowest costing $1 billion black dragon dollars, a difference of 100 times. One theory, the price difference for a level 5 genetic energy weapon was even more crazy. That fire wheel belonged to the lowest grade, while this air cutter knife was actually close to the top. Just one was enough to get a few tens of fire wheels. Luo Feng, this present of yours sure is big. Mingu's expression was complicated, looking at Luo Feng and his team. Do you know the price of this present of yours? An astronomical price. Luo Feng smiled. It's a price we are unable to even imagine. I only know that, right? Astronomical. Even all of my wealth together doesn't come close to its price. Mingu looked at Luo Feng. I said before, I won't mistreat you. State any requests. I want to kill a man. Luo Feng said, kill someone. What's his power? Domain Lord level what? Mingu creased his eyebrows. Universe level 9. Luo Feng said, ha ha. Mingu laughed. Universe level 9. To him, that was simply too easy. Killing 10 of them would still be far below this air cutter knife you've given me. How about this? Mingu thought for a while. I'll give 1/3 of my territory to you. No, that may invite trouble and people to watch you. Okay, I'll give 100,000 life planets, from today on, to you to have half the rights, the other half remaining with me. However, you can govern all the normal affairs, the earnings from the planets, the soldiers, I don't care. As for cash, Mingu thought about it. Lord Mingu. Luo Feng said, I'm just a star level, having so much property and money is useless. Mingu looked at Luo Feng, that iron rigid face revealed a smile. Luo Feng, too much wealth and property, indeed you cannot use it now. However, I as a domain lord, how can I just receive your goodwill like this? What's more, having a few properties and being the leader of these planets has its advantages. How about lesser property, 10,000 life planets? Just 100 life planets. Luo Feng nodded. Having more planets as property wasn't really useful to Luo Feng. Getting a 100 of them as his own was just customary, alright, then a 100 planets, with a 100 life planets as property, it won't be too eye-catching in the universe, you won't gain any attention from the bigger powers. Mingu smiled. As for cash, I really don't have much cash now, far from the price of this air-cutter blade. Lord Mingu, just give whatever. We three brothers have had a big enough earning. Luo Feng was very clear that he shouldn't be too greedy. Otherwise the moment he got the bad side of the other person, that would mean trouble. What's more, he had acquired many treasures this time. This air-cutter blade alone wasn't even a tenth of his other treasures combined. It didn't mean much. Give me your account number. Mingu said, yes. Luo Feng told him his Universe Galaxy Bank's account number. Universe Galaxy Bank. You have some money too. Mingu smiled, at the same time sending a part of his consciousness into the virtual universe network and engaging in the transfer procedures. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were secretly guessing just how much this Lord Mingu would transfer over. Luo Feng, you've received a mail. Barbata said, open. Luo Feng swiftly closed his eyes, his consciousness entering the virtual universe network and allowing Barbata to open the mail. It was a notification from the Universe Galaxy Bank. Respected customer, how do you do? Your account with us has just received a transfer of $20 billion universe dollars. Since your account has reached the $10 billion universe dollar margin, it automatically rose to a 2-star account. You will also automatically become a respected 2-star client. As a star client, you will receive several special privileges. At the bottom of the mail, there was a list of the special privileges and their explanations. Universe Galaxy Bank. A very simple letter, however it really shocked Luo Feng. Back on Jade Rock Star, Luo Feng already knew the meaning of a 1-star account. And back then the 2 Universe Mercenaries were only 1-star clients. Obviously being able to become a 1-star client alone was a very hard thing to achieve, so, once one saves $10 billion universe dollars he automatically becomes a 2-star client. $10 billion universe dollars, 1 universe dollar was akin to about 3,300 Gunwu dollars, 10 billion universe dollars equated to about 33 trillion Gunwu dollars. One planet's price range is usually 1 trillion Black Dragon dollars, or 700 million Gunwu dollars. That means that 10 billion universe dollars is close to about 50,000 life planets. With that thought, Luo Feng was shocked. The domain Lord Mingu just gave him cash akin to tens of thousands of life planets. To the domain lords, even that was a pretty huge sum. Within the villa, Lord Mingu. Luo Feng stood up. Sit. Mingu waved his hand downwards. Luo Feng suddenly felt a formless energy pressing on his shoulders. He couldn't even resist, allowing himself to sit back down. Don't think I've given you a lot. Mingu shook his head, his eyes with a sense of laughter and goodwill. I haven't given you much at all. If you were to give something like the fire wheel, then what I've given would have been considered much. However, you gave me an air-cutter blade. If I gave you too little, I would feel guilty, and I'd feel like I owed you. It would affect my training. Poof. The space around slightly tremored. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God, and Aogo were all shocked. Another person had suddenly popped up within the quiet villa. Tall and skinny cold-looking man with 2 horns on his forehead, his black cape drifting in the wind, his eyes gazed over. It seemed also though both the land and skies were all within his field of vision. Lord General. Mingu stood up and bowed respectfully, at the same time communicating to Luo Feng's group. This is one of the Sector Lords from the 3-Axe Mountain, Sector Lord. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God, and Aogu quickly bowed. Sector Lord? They had never personally seen a living Sector Lord. Luo Feng couldn't resist sneaking a glance at the Sector Lord. His aura wasn't very strong, but his eyes made one's heart palpitate with fear. Mingu, your luck is not bad. The tall and skinny man stood there, his legs slightly floating in mid-air, looking at Mingu. Hee. Mingu revealed a simple and honest smile. Air-cutter blade. I'm buying it. Since they couldn't kill Nuolan Shan, Luo Feng and the other 3 could only regretfully leave. They first went to the Universe Mercenary Alliance to hand in the items to pass the mercenary trainee exam. Even though they didn't receive enough wind corner stones, Luo Feng and the others killed a bunch of teams that tried to rob them in the world within a world. From the items those teams left behind, they received some wind corner stones. Universe Mercenary Trainee. We've become mercenary trainees. The number of powerful fighters on Kanglan Star are as numerous as the clouds. Let's leave earlier. All right, depart to Earth. Luo Feng and the others swiftly headed towards the port, retrieved their universe spaceship, and departed Kanglan Star. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Pass through the universe. After slightly shaking for a moment, the spaceship started to maintain a speed of 1.2x the speed of light in dark space as it headed towards the appointed direction. In the control room of the spaceship, Luo Feng arranged for his old servant Aogu to rest. Luo Feng, Hong, and Thunder God were extremely excited as they stayed in the control room. Same rules as always. Big brother, second brother, each of you get 4 billion universe dollars. Luo Feng and the others were currently dividing the spoils. Third brother, Hong, shook his head. This time, you did all the work. All your second brother and I did was experience the world within a world. Accepting this amount of cash is just. Thunder God also shook his head. Way too much. We don't even need that much anyway. Yet, Luo Feng didn't hesitate as he directly sent 4 billion universe dollars to Hong and Thunder God. Hong and Thunder God both received mail from the virtual universe network. Big brother, second brother, this amount of money is nothing. Our main wealth is those treasures, smiled Luo Feng. Yeah, Hong nodded. Just a single air-cutter blade is worth so much, then all these treasures added together. Thunder God's eyes were flashing. Oh yeah. Second brother, your Thunder instruction manual set. Total of 5 sets. With a flip of his hand, the 5 mini quantum computers started hovering on top of Luo Feng's hand. After that, these 5 mini quantum computers fell to the ground. Second brother, each of these mini quantum computers contains a Thunder instruction manual. You can study them carefully. Sector Lord Kabu's instruction manual? Thunder God bent down and took out all the chips of the 5 mini quantum computers and then plugged one into his own mini quantum computer. Feels great. Thunder God was so excited his face turned red. He closed his eyes as he started to study the instruction manual. In the control room, Thunder God was looking through the Thunder instruction manuals while Luo Feng and Hong talked with each other. Third brother, Hong said seriously in a low voice, the prices of the other treasures added together are extremely valuable, even more valuable than the air-cutter knife. How are you preparing to deal with them? Sell them, said Luo Feng. How? Frowned Hong. These treasures are too valuable and will probably attract super powerful fighters. Perhaps not only will we not be able to earn any money from selling them, we'll give out our lives in the process. Luo Feng nodded as he smiled. I understand that concept, but I have a way. What way? Asked Hong curiously. I'll keep that a secret for now, smiled Luo Feng mysteriously. In truth, all these treasures added together are worth way more than all the property of a sector lord. More valuable than eternal love. Taking treasures like these out? With Luo Feng's star-level strength, it is indeed hard to deal with. If he's not careful, he'll bring disaster upon himself as powerful fighters realize what is in Luo Feng's possession. If it was back when he just arrived at Kangland Star, then Luo Feng would indeed have no method of dealing with these treasures. But now, Luo Feng already has a way to deal with them, and in a very safe manner also. Dark space was extremely quiet. Around 21 days was required to go from Kangland Star to Earth. In the control room, after Luo Feng and Hong chatted for quite a while, they suddenly noticed Thunder God widely opening his eyes. Second brother. Hong smiled as he looked at him. Why are your eyes open so wide? I didn't see such a dumbfounded look on your face even after we received so many treasures. Second brother, Luo Feng also joked. Thunder God blinked twice and looked towards Hong and Luo Feng. Big brother, 30, I need to tell you guys something. HM? Luo Feng and Thunder God exchanged glances. Something wasn't right. What happened? Hong looked at Thunder God. Thunder God mumbled, didn't 30 say that he received the inheritance of Yunmo planet? I seem to have received the inheritance of Sector Lord Kabu. HM? Luo Feng and Hong widened their eyes. Inheritance? Receiving an instruction manual versus receiving an inheritance are two completely different ideas. I just swiftly browsed through those 5 instruction manual sets and plugged in the 5 different chips, said Thunder God lowly. 4 of the instruction manual sets are actual instruction manuals. However, the chip of the 5th instruction manual actually contained an AI. An AI? Luo Feng and Hong realized something. It's that white-bearded old man. Thunder God blinked twice. He even congratulated me saying that I became Sector Lord Kabu's student, Lord Wu. Luo Feng froze. The main entity of that messed-up living AI, Lord Wu, is actually in one of those 5 chips. Sector Lord Kabu's student? How come this scene seems so similar to the scene where he became the student of Yunmo Planet's master Hu Yangbo? However, his teacher is Yunmo Planet's master Hu Yangbo. And Thunder God became the student of Sector Lord Kabu who has already passed away. I bought 5 sets of instruction manuals but ended up buying second brother a teacher? Luo Feng was speechless. World within a world. After the huge adventurer army completely left, a few internal members of the Universe Mercenary Alliance, a Sector Lord and 2 Domain Lords, entered the world within a world and arrived in front of the ancient castle. The ancient castle collapsed with a rumble. My lord, There are no treasures inside the castle. An extremely fat bearded man with pink skin who seemed like a ball yelled respectfully, "My lord, the AI inside this castle is just a regular AI and not a living AI. The white-bearded old man living AI in the castle must be on one of the adventurers in the adventurer army and left the world within a world," said the other skinny bearded man. The sector lord in the black battle uniform said hovered in midair as he frowned. "If so, then whatever. The world within a world itself is a treasure. Contact the Universe Mercenary Alliance in the Black Dragon Mountain sector. The Thunder world will stop being the examination world. I need to redesign this world within a world. This world within a world can entirely become a secret location for our alliance to train our men." "Yes, my lord," said the two domain lords respectfully. The black-cloaked sector lord hovered in midair. Suddenly, he extended both hands. All of a sudden, the sky turned black. The powerful source energy of the universe constantly streamed from the core of the world within a world. This world within a world began its new renovation. Only a sector lord is able to execute such a task. Kanlan Star, an old city, top floor of the skyscraper that was over 8,000 meters tall. The two sector lords Hargrey and Jiang Chen sat face to face. "Jiang Chen, here's what you want." Hargrey mindlessly tossed a flashing spatial storage ring which drew an arc as it landed towards Jiang Chen in front of him. Jiang Chen smiled as he extended his hand to catch it. "Hargrey, you sure are a good business partner. Here's the final password to the inheritance crystal." Jiang Chen directly sent an email to Hargrey via the virtual universe network. Hargrey also immediately received it and knew that it contained the final password. As a sector lord, it is very easy to divide a bit of his consciousness to deal with it. "You won't send a fake password, will you?" Hargrey's eyes glowed as they scanned across Jiang Chen. "I'm not so shameless." Jiang Chen smiled lightly. "Hargrey, you can go to the Universe First Bank right now to try and see if you can take out the stored inheritance crystal." Hargrey directly stood up. He vanished into thin air. In just a second, on the other end of Kanlan Star in a dreamy city, Hargrey has already entered the Universe First Bank's extremely conspicuous building. The tall and skinny man said, "This knife suits me well. Level 5 genetic energy weapon. I'm unable to fully unleash its power." Mingu smiled. "To be able to let the general use it is my honor." Following which, Mingu handed over the storage ring, retrieving the air cutter blade which he had just gotten himself. That thick knife floated directly towards the tall and skinny man. The tall and skinny man extended his arm and received the air cutter blade, his eyes gleaming. Two beams of golden light shot out from his eyes onto the surface of the blade. The peculiar engravings on the blade made his eyes glow even more. "Good blade." The tall and skinny man gestured with the air cutter blade, swinging towards the sky. The clear blue sky became almost like a piece of cloth. Immediately a rip of about 2 to 3 kilometers long was sliced through, extremely sharp and clean. The crack could be clearly seen for a while before it started to recover and return to its original state. "Ha ha ha." The extremely cold, tall and skinny man finally couldn't help but laugh out loud. "Congratulations, General." Mingu bowed. "Ha ha, this is indeed an air cutter blade. My understanding of the space origin is only but a hair's thick. However, with this air cutter blade's help, my power has been greatly increased." The tall and skinny man looked at Mingu. "Mingu, I'm keeping this. Naturally, I won't let you lose out on this deal. I've already transferred the money to your account. Also, I owe you a favor." The tall and skinny man immediately vanished. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God and Aogu were still in a trance. Before, the sector lord had suddenly appeared, taken the air cutter blade, sliced open a tear in space and seemingly vanished. Space tear? 2 to 3 kilometers long tear? Luo Feng was shocked within. He was actually able to slice a tear into the space. Also, he teleported? He didn't teleport, but flew. Just that his flying speed is incredibly fast. As for not conjuring up any wind resistance, that's because of the sector lord's control of the universe origin. Barbata's voice resounded. "Flew? How fast?" Luo Feng asked. When he left, his speed reached about 32,169 kilometers per second. Luo Feng blinked a couple of times. Light speed was but 300,000 kilometers per second, and that sector lord earlier, even though he hadn't unleashed his full speed, he was still able to instantly reach 1/10 of light speed, indeed a power that could easily destroy a planet and all its life with a wave of his hand. Within the villa, the tall and sturdy domain Lord Mingu laughed carefree before standing up. "Luo Feng, I took the air cutter blade you gave me and sold it at a high price. I really have to thank you." Mingu laughed as he looked at Luo Feng. "Speak, who's the universe level 9 you wanted me to kill before, Roland Shan?" Luo Feng said. Hong and Thunder God too looked at Mingu anxiously. "Roland Shan." Mingu was slightly shocked. his eyebrows creasing. Is there a problem? Luo Feng asked, a little trouble, but no big problem. Mingu shook his head smiling. He acquired the Battle Axe Warrior title, hence his chances of breaking through to Domain Lord is very high. Hence the 100 Tiger building has always treated him as an elite, however he hasn't broken through after so many years, especially now that he's not too far from his lifespan ending, plus his status in the 100 Tiger building has fallen, it shouldn't be anything. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God let out a sigh of relief, the three exchanged glances. Nuolan Shan, he had to die? That way, they could truly find peace. Let me take a look, just where on Kanlan Star has he gone? Mingu closed his eyes, a formless spirit energy swiftly spread out, covering the entire Kanlan Star while intentionally avoiding the sector lords. 1 second later, Mingu opened his eyes. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God looked with anticipation. Is not on Kanlan Star. Mingu shook his head. Not here? Luo Feng and the other two were shocked. I've already checked the entire Kanlan Star, is indeed not here now. Mingu said apologetically, my apologies, if I ever meet him next time, I'll definitely kill him and fulfill my promise. It's not the fault of Lord Mingu, that Nuolan Shan just got lucky. Luo Feng said, feeling regretful. Such a good chance and they didn't manage to kill Nuolan Shan. If they could kill him with this one blow, then this entire world within a world trip would have been perfect. Within the dark universe. A universe ship was swiftly flying. Within the control room, teacher, we are returning so quickly. There are so many strong people on Kanlan Star, such a rare gathering, wouldn't it be better to stay a while longer? 2 universe warriors stood beside, checking the records on just how Mingu and Luo Feng were connected. The 2 universe-level warriors shook their heads. I've asked around, no one knows. Me too, no one has heard of Lord Mingu having anyone important under him named Luo Feng. Nuolan Shan's face was ashen while listening to his disciples' replies. This Luo Feng knew that I wanted to kill him, hence he made a good relationship with Lord Mingu. He would most likely ask Lord Mingu to kill me. Nuolan Shan thought, and Lord Mingu and I aren't from the same organization. He wouldn't even think twice. No matter, it's better that I leave Kanlan Star earlier. Ever since he discovered Luo Feng and his group leaving with Mingu, Nuolan Shan hadn't been able to relax. Following which, he immediately took his ship and left Kanlan Star. 3-star customer, the manager of the universe First Bank branch of Kanlan Star was a 3-eyed, hunchback old man with a shell on his back. Right when the AI system of the bank alerted him that a 3-star customer has arrived at the bank, the branch manager rushed to the first floor's lobby as fast as possible to welcome him. A moment later, the lobby of the 19th floor of the building, Mr. Hargrave, the branch manager bowed respectfully. Since he was able to become a branch manager on an important planet like Kanlan Star, he has a lot of authority. His authority allows him to assist, at best, 3-star customers. I want to retrieve an item, said Hargrave coldly. Retrieve an item? The branch manager was confused. This Hargrave never stored anything at this location. An item from 10 million years ago, added Hargrave. Mr. Hargrave, an item from 10 million years ago must have been transported to the Ganwu Universe branch for storage, smiled the branch manager. As long as Mr. Hargrave successfully gives the correct account number and password, we will bring the item from the Ganwu Universe and bring it to the customer's appointed location as fast as possible. Hargrave slightly nodded. The account is Hargrave. Swiftly gave the account number. The security of this account is extremely high. 3 passwords are needed. The branch manager helped him put the numbers on the side. The first password is correct, said the branch manager on the side. The second password is, continued Hargrave, correct. The third password is correct, said the branch manager. Beep. The branch manager smiled as he looked at Hargrave. Mr. Hargrave, in just a moment, the bank's system will quickly give you the detailed information. However, from my experience, it will take about a month to transport something from the Ganwu Universe. Okay, Hargrave held his breath from excitement. He spent a lot of time and effort to get this inheritance crystal, especially for the last password. Jiang Chen took a lot of his treasures away in the process of getting the last password. The branch manager's face suddenly changed as he looked at the screen beside him. What? Hargrave looked at him. Mr. Hargrave, I think there will not be a need to transport anything from the Ganwu Universe. The branch manager looked towards him. Hargrave frowned. The stored item is a recording, said the branch manager. You leave first. Hargrave ferociously waved his hand. Yes, the branch manager left the room. Hargrave stood in front of the monitor. An audio file appeared on the display. Hargrave's face was sullen as he tapped on the screen. In a moment, the audio file, which has been stored for 10 million years, started to play. I'm extremely ecstatic to notify you, you've been duped. Ha ha ha, so how does it feel, you mad? Did you sacrifice a lot for the 3 passwords? Ha ha ha, I definitely won't give the 3 passwords to the same organization. I made you guys work like mad crazy for them and then ruined everything for you in the end. Hargrave fiercely clenched his teeth. With a furious wave of his hand, Hargrave smashed the monitor in front of him into pieces. 3-star customer, you destroyed the property of our bank. Please pay according to the price our company supplies. An electronic sound reverberated around the room. Hargrave was extremely enraged. With a furious burst, Hargrave's powerful aura started to emanate and caused the various items in the lobby to blow up. Huge amounts of shattered pieces and dust emanated around the room. The inheritance crystal, just where is it? In the dust, Hargrave clenched his teeth. The entire excavation of the world within a world on Kernland Star had left the entire Black Dragon Mountain starfield in a state of unrest. Have you heard? Recently there was a Star Traveler level idiot on Rockner Star that took out a heavenly priced treasure to sell. And later it was taken away by a universe level warrior. However, that universe level warrior not only lost his life later because of this treasure, but his entire family too was razed to the ground. A universe level warrior lost his life? Family razed to the ground? What treasure was it? I heard that a world within a world was discovered on Kernland Star recently. This heavenly priced item was one from within. The treasure from the world within a world, those were items that attracted even the 4 large organizations and 2 sacred lands to fight for them. Taking any one of them out would be worth a few tens of thousands of life planets, a few tens of thousands of life planets. My God, just how highly priced are they? Anyway, right now the entire Black Dragon Mountain starfield, many large and small families, organizations, are all closely watching. The moment anyone tries to sell these items, they'll rush into it. These sorts of heavenly treasures are really scorching to the hand. Still, countless people want them. Madness. The many families and organizations within the Black Dragon Mountain starfield had gone mad. One had to know that the largest power within the Black Dragon Mountain starfield, the 16 large families, was first created by 16 sector lords. This means that in the Black Dragon Mountain starfield, the sector lord's power was the highest. The other large and small organizations, having a domain lord warrior was considered not bad already. And the treasures from the world within a world, any one of them, had terrifying enticing powers towards any domain lords. So occasionally 1 or 2 treasures leaking out, drawing the attention of the various powers. That wasn't strange at all. Those star levels, they don't have any good routes to sell at all. The moment they try and take the treasures out, they'd be easily discovered. Watch closely for me. Watch carefully at every important planet within the Black Dragon Mountain starfield. The moment anyone tries to sell these heavenly items, immediately report to me. Yes, President. These treasures were scorching. Without the power or route to sell them, they would bring only tragedy to oneself. And these treasures were so valuable that even universe-level warriors who wanted them could still easily lose their lives in the process. Within the Dark Universe, Luo Feng's little team sat on the universe ship and continued on their journey. It was already the 12th day of the flight. They still required about 9 days more to reach Earth. As for the news of star-level explorers from the Black Dragon Mountain starfield already trying to sell the heavenly items, they didn't know yet. Within the resting room of the universe ship. The resting room was sorted out like a study, with a desk and chair. There was even a very comfortable bed beside. It's time to deal with these treasures. They are really dangerous to have. Luo Feng sat at the chair, opening the laptop on the table. This was a product of Earth. There was no way around it. Luo Feng was used to Earth's lousier models. The treasures I exchanged for, along with what the cloud contact Vine stole, there's a total of 48 of them, 48 treasures. There were some cheaper than the air cutter knife, while others more expensive than it. An air cutter knife alone was enough to make the domain Lord Mingu extremely excited. Even to the point where a sector lord bought it immediately. These 48 treasures added together could probably match up to the wealth of a sector lord altogether. As for the dead sector lord Kabu, that was the wealth level of a poorer undying. The entire 312 items, Luo Feng only acquired 49, one given to Mingu. One could see how big an earning Luo Feng had acquired. Connect to the virtual universe network. Luo Feng closed his eyes, his consciousness connecting straight to the network. Virtual universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-star Bay. When Luo Feng appeared before his own house's door, there was Luo Hua walking about casually. His eyes gleamed, shouting, "Big brother, Luo Hua, what's the matter?" Luo Feng smiled as he looked at his little brother. "I wanted to look for you earlier, however I didn't get the chance to meet you." Luo Hua pulled him. "Big brother, sit here, I have important matters to tell you." HM? Luo Feng sat time, looking curiously at his brother. "It's like that." Luo Hua explained, "The Earth's 5 governments have discussed and they really want to enter the universe, making contact with some of the people within the universe. Can't they enter the virtual universe?" Luo Feng creased his eyebrows. In the virtual universe, they can communicate with other people. No, they want to make contact in reality. Luo Hua said, reality? Luo Feng creased his eyebrows even more. Luo Hua saw the situation and said helplessly, Big brother, don't you know how the countries on Earth are? They were initially satisfied with being able to enter the virtual universe, however, as time passed, their ambitions got bigger. This ambition cannot be controlled. If you let them enter the real universe now, they might request for more after. Man's ambition could never be quelled. Once he had something good, he would naturally want something better. No problem, allow them. Luo Feng said seriously, allow them? Luo Hua was so shocked he stared wide-eyed. Right. Luo Feng nodded. Even though Earth is very safe, we cannot let the humans of Earth just stay on there forever. It's time to let them make contact with the universe, let them go through some hardship and adversities, only then will they realize how the humans of Earth are going to survive within the universe. Luo Hua was suspicious, but brother, which planet can they go to? Will those planet management people agree to a large-scale immigration? If those people don't agree, I'll just have to buy the planet. Luo Feng smiled. What's more, I have 100 life planets under my name. As a leader, the immigration would definitely be much easier. 100. Luo Hua stared wide-eyed. Big brother, I'll tell you when I return. Luo Feng smiled and stood up. As for the humans of Earth wanting to move to the universe, I'll discuss with them when I get back. Oh, we'll end it here today. I still have matters to attend to. Okay. Luo Hua stood up to mail. Luo Hua curiously opened the mail. This was a notification from the bank. They informed him that his account had a transfer of $4 billion universe dollars. $4 billion universe dollars? Luo Hua was shocked. That's for you. Good luck and work hard. Luo Feng's voice could be heard in the distance. Luo Hua looked up. The distant Luo Feng was already walking out of the Nine-Stay Bay district. Looking at his back, Luo Hua felt extremely shocked. What has my brother been up to these few days? How did he get $4 billion universe dollars to give me so quickly? And these are universe dollars, even more valuable than Ganwu dollars. At the entrance of the Nine-Star Bay district, Luo Feng waved his hand in the air. Immediately, a carriage pulled by 2 horses with wings descended. Luo Feng jumped up into the carriage and Saturday, sir, where to? The chauffeur asked. To the Universe Galaxy Bank. Luo Feng said. Immediately, the wings of the horses flapped and the carriage swiftly rose into the air, flying with shocking speed. The carriage, however, remained steady and comfortable in the breeze. In the virtual universe, usually distant places were traveled to using coordinates delivery, closer places were traveled to with these carriages. That was because everybody's body structure was comparable to a student level 4 in the virtual universe, hence they were unable to fly and movement was fast, hence relying on these flying horse was much faster. Of course, sitting in these carriages required money. So beautiful. Sitting in the carriage, looking down on the enormous Black Dragon Mountain Island, it was indeed magnificent. What's that? Luo Feng looked shocked at the sky. Among the clouds, there was a floating city, and as it floated way high up in the skies, if one were standing on the ground below, he wouldn't be able to spot it with the naked eye. Only when sitting and flying in these carriages would one be able to see through the clouds the faintly discernible city, floating city. The chauffeur laughed. Our Black Dragon Mountain's floating city. Every island, every continent has a floating city. Floating city? Luo Feng was shocked. Usually only larger powers or at least universe-level warriors had the rights to enter the floating city. The chauffeur laughed and explained to Luo Feng as he controlled the flying horses, Sir, we've arrived at the Universe Galaxy Bank. The flying horses rushed downwards and their wings gently flapped, their 4 hooves floating in mid-air, gently landing at the entrance of the Universe Galaxy Bank. Thanks. Luo Feng laughed as he got off. The carriage swiftly rushed towards the skies again. The fees were automatically deducted from the person's account. Virtual Universe Black Dragon Mountain Island, Universe Galaxy Bank, welcome. Luo Feng stepped into the bank, heading straight to the side self-service path and entered, following which he entered into a self-service booth room. Entering into the private room, please enter your account. The automated voice sounded. Luo Feng swiftly entered. This was his teacher's 5-star account. Immediately the signal within the room scanned Luo Feng, and as Luo Feng had once withdrawn money on Jade Rockstar before, it had already left a basic record, passcode authorized. User authorized. Rumble, what was originally a normal room immediately transformed into a luxurious room. An extremely beautiful female AI stood beside, respectfully saying, Respected 5-star client, how do you do? I am AI number 008231, here to service you, how do you do? Luo Feng smiled as he looked at the female AI, secretly happy. Everything was going according to how Barbata had mentioned. As he had successfully opened the 5-star account before, he was already regarded as a 5-star client in the Universe Galaxy Bank. One had to know, Luo Feng had acquired $20 billion Universe dollars from Mingu. This was more than many domain lords' entire wealth. However, he had only become a 2-star client then. 5-star client, how high was that? This Universe Galaxy Bank, as a 5-star client, had many very detailed services. Of course these services required money too. I need to deal with a few items. Luo Feng looked at the female AI before him. The female AI gently bowed. Respected 5-star client, our Universe Galaxy Bank has item selling services. We have many routes and networks to sell off any items in the vast universe, in all of the universe countries. We can definitely help you sell them off in the shortest amount of time possible. We only require 1,000th of the deal. Luo Feng laughed. This was how a 5-star client was treated. Selling off these dangerous and scorching items was just that simple. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.